Please, the show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Bass in your face. Bass in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. First of all, I just want to apologize for the late start. I'm just having technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi. So right now I'm using my phone in order to conduct the stream. At some point, I'll go back to my laptop. Hopefully, I'll be able to do so. But in any case, happy Labor Day to all those who work. Okay. First of all, I just want to state that for those of you who are watching this stream or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense, because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I also want to let everyone know that the you know that the subscriber mode has been enabled, meaning that if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to subscribe to the channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who already subscribed to the channel. Good evening, have a time. Funk, thank you very much for stopping by. And of course, she has her own channel where she produces a lot of good content, mainly music oriented. So I'm going to ask you to show some love for her and check out her content. Okay. I also have a smaller YouTube channel called Latina Diaspora, where I discuss issues pertaining to Latinos, particularly Latinos residing in the United States. The link for the other channel, it's in the description. Okay. First of all, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. Whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning or just recently joined, I really appreciate your love and support. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices and all those who watch from the clouds, even the haters. So what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So, as you can tell by the thumbnail, the topic of tonight, what is Labor Day? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak with you regarding the meaning on the holiday. Okay, for many people, it is a time to go to the beach at the last time. Also, it's a time for picnics and things of that nature. However, there is a more important meaning for the day, which is basic. Okay, I apologize. This is I accidentally removed myself from the stream. Um, as I stated before, I'm going to get into more behind the meaning behind um, this holiday. But before we do that, we're going to have another session of In My Words. Okay, earlier today, I participated in another parade for the very first time, which is the West Indian Day Parade. Okay, it is a parade that happens every year on Labor Day. Uh, the parade is held in Brooklyn on Eastern Parkway. That's 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 a section of Brooklyn, and of course, the whole purpose of the day is to recognize the pride of the Caribbean diaspora. Um, it is a time of celebration. It's also a time to get together, eat Caribbean food. Also, it's a time for floats and things of that nature, and also a time for politicians to come out and make their presence felt. Um, and actually, this was the first parade that I tried to march um, after I had surgery. Okay, and so I marched for a few blocks, and then for the rest of the parade, I was able to ride inside the vehicle. Okay, so and of course, I have the privilege of marching with members of my local SSE Local 371, which was I had a great time. Okay, and what happened was after we stopped marching, unfortunately, there was an incident that occurred where there was a shooting, of which 5 people were injured. They were shot by someone. No one knows why it happened. And it just happens, it happened an hour after we left. So I would say that the good Lord was looking over us that day. And fortunately, it looks like we don't have a lot of information, but it looks like 5 people injured will survive, which is a good thing. Okay, and it's a sad commentary because of the fact that this is a celebration. Okay, and of course, there's a lot of police presence because we have to make sure that everyone, you know, behaves and there is no controversy and things of that nature. But it is sad that one individual tried to, ruin the parade for other people. it's sad, but that is the reality that we face with. Okay, but but like I said before, we had a good time, and then several of us we went to another restaurant where we had some good food. Okay, so of course this Saturday is the Labor Day parade. Okay, which you know all the different unions will march, and then we will show our pride as far as union people. Okay, and of course we have to get ready because pretty soon it'll be time for the next presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Okay, so and just as this week I'm trying to discuss other things other than politics. So tonight I will be discussing Labor Day, which means we will go into the main topic. Okay, so now I was hoping to share my screen, but since I'm using my phone tonight, that's not going to be possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use another device and just read you, which is basically this is how I conducted my streams. Okay, so I'm gonna ask for your indulgence, everybody. Unfortunately, these difficult things do happen at times. But let me just state that the link to join the panel has been pinned. If anyone at any time wishes to hit the link and express an opinion in regards to Labor Day, they can do so. Let me just state for the record, folks, that if I have never seen you before, and I never heard about you before, I will insist that you come up in the backstage and make sure that no one tries to flash anything inappropriate, which will cause the good people of YouTube to take down this stream. Okay. Now, first of all, let me just share some information, okay, regarding Labor Day. First of all, it is a federal holiday, meaning that most offices, government offices, whether it be federal, state, or local, are closed. Okay. It is held on the first Monday of September to honor and recognize the American labor movement and works for and contributions of laborers to the development and achievement of the United States. Beginning in the late 19th century, as the trade union and labor movements grew, trade unionists proposed a day to set aside to celebrate labor. Labor Day was promoted by the Central Labor Union and the Knights of Labor, which organized the first parade in New York City. In 1887, Oregon was the first state in the United States to make it an official public holiday. By the time it became an official federal holiday in 1894, 30 states in the U.S. officially celebrated Labor Day. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get into the origin. Okay. Beginning in the late 19th century, as trade union and labor movements grew, Diverse groups of trade unions chose a variety of days which to celebrate labor. In the United States, a September holiday called Labor Day was first proposed in the early 1880s. Good evening, Don Armando. I was okay. I had a great time. Unfortunately, there was a situation there was a shooting, and 5 bystanders were injured. Okay, and I was fortunate that we left an hour before the whole thing went down. So let me just continue. According to one early history of Labor Day, the event originated in a connection with the General Assembly of the Knights of Labor convened in New York City in September 1882. In connection with this clandestine Knights Assembly, a public parade of various labor organizations was held on September 5th under the auspices of the Central Labor Unit of New York. Secretary of the CLU, Matthew McGuire, is credited for first promoting that a national labor holiday subsequently be held on the first Monday of each September in the aftermath of the successful public demonstration. Okay. Now I'm just going to keep going to. Good evening, Randall Calrissian. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is what is Labor Day? So I decided this week I'm going to try to stay away from politics, so to speak. And focus on other things because it can be tedious after a while. Now, one thing we have to bear in mind is Labor Day, and then there's another event, a holiday known as May Day. Okay. The day of May 1st, an ancient European folk holiday known as May Day, emerged in 1886 as an alternate holiday for the celebration of labor, later becoming known as International Workers' Day. The day had its origins at the 1885 convention of the American Federation of Labor, which passed a resolution calling for the adoption of the 8-hour day effective May 1st, 1886. Excuse me. I apologize. I'm using my phone and it's a little bit of a challenge. Okay. While recognition was envisioned for the achievement of a shortened work week day, the use of strike to enforce this demand was recognized, with May 1st advocated as a day of coordinated strike action. The proximity of the day to a bloody Haymarket affair of May 4th, 1886 further accentuated May 1st radical reputation. Now, I'm not going to read all this. Also, Labor Day is also marked as the unofficial and a summer. Okay. Because of the 7% of Americans who take a 2-week vacation, many take their vacation during the 2 weeks ending the Labor Day weekend. Many fall activities such as school and sports, particularly football, begin about this time. Okay. In the United States, many school districts resume classes around Labor Day holiday weekend. Some begin a week before, making Labor Day weekend the first 3-day weekend of the school calendar, with others returning to the Tuesday following Labor Day, with many districts across the Midwest opting to begin school after Labor Day. Okay, so this are some examples. So let's just go to okay. And I see, oops. And I see here we have a guest. Let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your right to your image. Some of the views that people may hold may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the channel, you can block it. You can content, you can block the channel. And now we're gonna, oops, just give me a moment because, okay.
Hey there, Jose.
Good evening.
Yeah, it's been
How you
buffering
doing
around.
tonight?
Oh, I'm fine. It's just that the internet's been buffering. I don't know what's going on. It seems like there's oh, I don't know, like it's like I play a video and it keeps buffering and I'm connected to everything, but it seems like there's interference somewhere. I don't know where it is, but
Yeah, that, yeah,
huh?
yeah. I'm having the same trouble. In fact, I'm using my phone in order to do the
Yeah,
stream.
that's what I'm doing too, cause I can't do anything right now because every time I did the phone, it would say not lost connection or something. It's freaking weird. That's all.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah, huh?
so how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm fine. Look, I didn't go to my job today. I go back to my workshop tomorrow, but I go back to Advantage Solutions where I go back to the Costco Thursday and Sunday. So it's
Okay.
not the usual 3 days of I usually work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I guess they gave me a break for that because I work so many weekends already.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because Eastern Seals, I've been there for a long while. They help you find a job outside the community. The only deal you have to make with them is that you appear at the workshop once a week. Um, yeah. I finally got a new TV. You there?
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I went to my sister, my half stepsister, and my brother went to Best Buy, and they paid like $200 for it. So it has no lines. I don't see no freaking lines because I took that old one out of here. I had that old one ever since. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Okay.
I'm just, huh? Oh yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So what's
So,
up?
well, I'm just talking today, being that it's Labor Day, so I'm just giving
Yeah.
some information regarding that. Now, today we had the West Indian Day Parade, which I
Uh-huh.
attended for the first time.
Uh,
Um, I had a great time, except an hour after we left,
yeah.
there was a shooting and 5 people were injured.
Well, nothing surprises me these days, like Daryl Brooks mowed them people down in that that parade there that they had. He went in there and mowed everybody, killed 6 people. So that doesn't surprise me these much, Jose, because people are idiots.
Yeah. It's a shame because first of all, it's a day to celebrate pride. As far as being part of
Yeah.
the West Indian diaspora. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful floats and things of that nature.
Hmm.
Also, some great West Indian food.
Yeah.
Um, I have to
But
admit,
there's always an idiot. I call these people idiots because there's I don't know. There's always an idiot that wants to ruin it for everybody. It takes one idiot to ruin it.
yeah, it is very sad. Actually, I call the idiots the circus because they act like a bunch of clowns.
Yeah, they're like a bunch of cockroaches. One cockroach will ruin the rest. You see one cockroach, and here comes the whole army of cockroaches.
Yeah. But you know what? I actually seen some of those costumes that the ladies were wearing. I mean, I
Yeah.
hate to say this, but I have never seen so many butt cheeks in my lifetime.
Oh, hey, you'll see that at a strip club. I see many butt cheeks at my job. At the workshop, people don't pull their pants up; they show crack. So That doesn't surprise me these days. What people wear these days, they wear revealing stuff. You see that in Playboy magazine. If you don't see that, you don't see the Playboy magazines these days.
Well, I'm not used to seeing that many butt
But
cheeks like
yeah,
that, and
yeah,
the breast exposed like that. I mean, you know what? I guess
yeah.
that's the culture. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either. You know what? I went to get a pizza today at a campus near Rutgers, and it was so many college, not always college people. It was packed down there. I never
Yeah,
been down there because it's like a different world down there.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
went to South Jersey because South Jersey's different. I went to a
mm,
Walmart. It's different than the one I have here where I live in North Jersey.
yeah. So what's your thoughts about Labor Day?
Oh, it's good. At least you have a job. But I wish they would. You know, it's a good job. People like to have their labor and stuff like that, but people like to go on strike, like some hotel workers are doing. And people belong to unions, and you got to pay union fees. I don't belong to no union, so it doesn't bother me that much. But I'm sure Labor Day should be good for everybody, workers, any workers who and nurses. They do a good job. But the way things is going now, this AI stuff is creeping up, and it could affect your job, my job, anybody. You're not safe from this AI. AI is everywhere now. You know,
Mhm. Yeah,
it's going to be in manufacturing. It's already in you know what you do at the job is you don't know, but you can't see it, but you know it's there, and you got to be very. I have to be very wary of it now because I know this AI stuff is starting to creep up everywhere. It's creeping up in your bank, your hospitals, your any company you deal with. There's always an AI everywhere. So
yeah,
I be wary of it. It's a good and bad in AI. It's already in the music. It's already in your politics, and it's a downward spiral. The cat, like they say, the genie's out of the bottle, and there's no way to stop it.
yeah. But one thing we have to understand, um, like in the late 19th century, it was considered normal for the working man to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, no day offs, no vacation, no sick leave, to
Yeah.
earn a pittance of a salary. And of course, we didn't, because they didn't have the protections that we have today. And
Hmm.
of course, there was child labor where
Yeah.
children as young as 5 or 6 years old was forced to work. Um, I
Yeah.
mean,
Like my
also,
job, I work 5 to 6 hours. You
okay,
know, and I get paid time off. I haven't gotten paid time off yet because I haven't reached the goal at my other job, at the Costco job. But at my workshop, I get some paid time off. We used to have the only we had um Columbus Day time off, but they
yeah,
took that away from us. So the only holidays that we get time off for is Thanksgiving, Christmas, President's Day, Martin Luther King Day, Juneteenth, and Labor Day, and everything else. But the one uh, thing we don't get paid for is Easter or Good Friday.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, I am a municipal employee. I've been working as a municipal employee for 25 years. So we get I believe 12 holidays off, which includes Juneteenth. Um, Also, I get 27 days of annual leave paid. I get one personal day off.
yeah,
Um, right now, of course, right now I'm on medical leave because I've been recovering because I had knee replacement. But a lot of protections that we have,
Yeah.
the working man did not have that over 100 years ago.
I wasn't born then. But take my workshop job. Like I've been there 16 years, okay? I started in 2008. I was in before the COVID hit, I was working for Popcorn for the People. And I like that job. You make popcorn, fill up the popcorn bags and everything. But when the COVID hit, I was out of the workshop for a while. But then I was a diabetic and I was in the hospital for a while. And I
Mm,
couldn't taste no food or nothing because my tongue was dry. So I used biotin to get my taste back. But but I would have weird dreams. I go to sleep and I see things I didn't see before. I was in a strange world that I didn't know I was because I couldn't sleep, because it was really bad, But my father was still alive. He wanted to see me, but since the COVID was still in its infancy, I couldn't do anything. But right now at the workshop, it was closed for like a whole month. They said 2 weeks, but it was closed for like 1 or 2, 3 months before we got back.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
we had to take temperature checks. We don't do that no more now. Every time we
Mhm.
go in there, temperature checks, take your temperature or something like that. I had the COVID vaccine. I had two Moderna and one Pfizer. So I haven't had no effects from that since then. But like you say, every business has stopped. And I remember going to Walmart one time. There was a long line outside there. You had to allow. They only allowed a certain few people in there before. If you had to wait till some people got out, you know, and I think the COVID really put a strain on everything. You couldn't really go out. You couldn't do nothing. You had to go be home at a certain time. It was really, really freaking bad. But I hope things will get better. But um, it just seems like you do good. You do a good job, and something always seems to stop you in the tracks. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
and yeah, before COVID, you could do what you want, but after COVID, you couldn't really do nothing. You couldn't really go into stores without having to get a temperature check, or they had to let a certain amount of few people, and they had I couldn't go into a Chinese restaurant because of the COVID and everything. We had to wait outside to get our food, and
Yeah.
it was really bad, you know and right now with the with the with because labor, I bet jobs was bad when the COVID hit. We couldn't
Okay.
find work, you know
Okay. Okay. Excuse me. I just want to welcome into the chat the introvert Boricua and Urbi Fatal. And I just want to let everybody know that the introvert Boricua has his YouTube channel. So I'm going to ask that when you get a chance, check out his content
hmm
and subscribe to his channel as well as Hammer Time, who is my guest. But I was fortunate because I was able to work remotely when we got hit with COVID. So basically I did my work with my laptop, which was connected to my workstation at work.
hmm Not my workshop, because when the workshop shut down, we couldn't really do anything. And the bus company that I had went out of business. It was called Yugo. So people had to find different transportations. Like we have Access Link here, we have Somerset County, we have like other uh different kinds of transportation. Like for me, I take Access Link and I put some money into Easy Wallet, and I don't have to really pay it. I pay it out of my money, so I put a certain amount of money because they have a $25 limit. But they take me to come back to work and go to work. And right now they're going to set me up with Uber or Lyft because I want to be there on work on time. Because my boss is very generous, but I'm tired of apologizing. But I didn't really have no nothing at my job. When the COVID hit, I was just I didn't have nothing for in my neck because I was in the hospital. Gary didn't have no food then. So like before, like right now, it took me a long while to get this job. 'Cause I got fired from Walmart, and But right now, I like this job that I'm at, you know. But like you say, before COVID, everything was honky dory. After COVID, everybody's still kind of trying to get back to some kind of a normalcy, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But one thing we have to understand that many of the rights that we got now, I mean, it took a lot of struggle,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, there have been people that died in order for us to get the protections that we have. In fact, let me just state, just to give you an idea how things are bad. There was an event called the Haymarket Riot of 1886, in which several Chicago policemen and workers were killed. Okay,
Hmm.
so unfortunately, like I said before, it took a lot of time
Yeah.
in order for us to get the protections, which is
I remember in
uh,
New York there was a fire with it. They didn't have no fire. No, we didn't have no fire alarm, and everybody in that mattress or they were sewing stuff in a warehouse, and then everybody got killed in that fire. And you know, it's just like that. Well, I like to say the job market is hard to it was back in the 70s and 80s. The job market was not that great, you know. You had to try to find jobs in the ward ads, or you tried to have somebody will help you find a job. Now you can go on the internet and try to find a job on the internet, but we didn't have cell phones and computers back then. I mean, since the 80s, the computers was off floppy disks and all that stuff. But right now, I say things is good since we got out of that pandemic. But I just still very worried that now that this AI stuff is popping up, everybody's going to be very careful about it. You know, I
yeah.
don't trust it.
Well, speaking about that, I mean, what happened was you had the situation that happened here in New York where there was a fire in a chef factory, and hundreds of workers were killed because, first of all, because they were trapped inside the building.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was it. That building is still there, I think.
So I think every year, for the last 100 plus years, there's an anniversary to mark, you know, the horrible way that a lot of the workers were immigrant workers that
Yeah,
were unfortunately unalived.
yeah. There was the Homestead Rebellion, with the Pinkertons went in there to get all these striking workers, because strikes was bad for business back then, and I just like to say we're in a new era now, and hopefully things will get better. But like you always say, there's always some wrinkle in there that's going to start messing things up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the problem is you have states where it's called right to work, a right to work state.
Hmm.
Now, what that means is, yeah, you can get a job.
Hmm.
However, the employer can terminate your employment and they don't have to necessarily give you a reason why your employment ended. Okay, and that's happening in many states here in this country.
We have
Uh,
that in New Jersey.
no, I mean no, but there's a lot of states where where it's been declared a right to work state where yeah, Ramon made a comment that Texas is a right to work state,
Oh,
meaning meaning that his employer can terminate him at any time and not necessarily give an explanation.
that doesn't seem like it's fair.
Okay, and in fact, unions wouldn't allow. Okay, and this is something. And actually, I'm going to be talking about. Um, I have another channel. I'm going to be talking about on my other channel, which is Latina Diaspora. I'm going to be talking about how unions how influence the lives of Latinos here in the United States as well.
Well, well,
Okay.
thanks for having me up here, Jose. And you keep up the good work, man. And just keep your eyes and ears off this AI, because I'm telling you, it's gonna affect a lot of people, and I'm just scared of it. And it's gonna be a downward spiral. But they said there's always safeguards, but safeguards can only help you about so much, you know.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. Have a time. Have a good night.
Oh, you too there, Jose. You be peaches, and I'll be live again tomorrow for some more other stuff. But I'm still on Towel Boy, aka Diddy. So I'm asking you, if you ever see Towel Boy, aka Diddy around, just let me know, okay?
No, no problem. I will. Take care.
Okay, peaches, everybody.
Okay. So one thing, one thing we have to bear in mind that, excuse me, that thanks to the labor movement, um, we have many rights and many protections that the laborers did not have uh, 100 years ago. I mean, first of all, many of us have a 7 hour or 8 hour workday. Number one. We also, many of us have annual leave and sick leave. And in many states, here in New York, we have unions, which they negotiate with the employers for various items, like as far as wages, conditions, opportunities for advancement, um, making sure that contracts are being properly enforced. Okay. Um, Also making sure that um, employees don't get terminated without due process. And of course, among other things, pensions. Okay. Which is something that it's very important because, I mean, just think about it. You devote a good 20 to 30, maybe 40 years with one employer. Okay. So, one thing that, we all look forward to, that when we retire, we will have uh, Social Security, we will have pensions, and then there are other things that, the health supplement income, like a 401k or deferred compensation, things of that nature. So, these are things that many of us take for granted. But the fact of the matter is, these are all things that were negotiated, and it took a lot of time. It took a lot of energy. It took a lot. I mean, the employer did not give us all this stuff out of the goodness of their heart. Okay, and in fact, just to give you an idea, um, here in New York, when we was first dealing with COVID, the city of New York didn't want to allow us to wear masks while serving the public, which means you're talking about expecting municipal employees to serve people, many of them coming down with COVID, or that they don't know, or maybe they know, and then risking bringing in that infection, um, to our loved ones. I mean, good evening, Ramon.
Good evening, Jose. How you doing, sir?
Fine. Happy Labor Day.
You too, sir. Happy Labor Day. Too bad it's coming to an end. It's already like an hour, a couple of hours to midnight, so it's coming to an end, sadly.
Yeah. Well, today, today I was at the West Indian Day Parade.
Oh yeah, how was it?
It was fine, except an hour after we left, there was a
Mhm.
shooting and five people were injured.
Right, right. I think I saw something about that. I thought that you were the one that I saw something about was in another state, but apparently we're talking about the same one because I did see something about a news footage about that there have been a shootout. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate that people can't gather and have a good time without somebody having to mess it up for everyone. I mean, it
Yeah,
is like the reason why I never really went to a Mardi Gras when I was living in Mississippi. I went to the smaller versions of the Mardi Gras in Mississippi itself, but I never went to like the real deal Mardi Gras celebration in New Orleans because they have a reputation of getting a little rowdy and violent. So I never went to I never went to that because people will get shot. Uh,
now, I think it's safe to say that you work in a right to work state in Texas.
right, that's what I was mentioning. That there are certain places where unions are not allowed, and but I wanted to be fair about it because maybe, just maybe, because of how Texas is, and Texas is okay. It's the South, but it at the same time Texas is kind of its own thing. It's a little bit different from the rest of the South because if you look at the economics, at the economies of the other states in the South, you're gonna find that they're kind of poor. That they don't compare. They don't compare with the state of the economy in Texas, and it's a stronger economy. It is a more stable economy. People from all over the country still wants to come here. Even now, a lot of people from the West Coast are trying to move here. There are people that do kind of regret it because I find videos all over the place about people that come from California. They move to Texas and they go back because they don't like it here. But many people do come from other parts of the country to Texas. I work with people that are from the East Coast or people that used to be in Florida. Like I had a coworker whose name was also Ramon, and he was in Tampa. He was in Tampa, Florida, but he got an opportunity here, so he moved here, and he's doing better actually. And I have a coworker who actually I think he has your name too, but they call him Joe. He's a New Yorican like you.
Mm.
Um, and he's like New York with his Yankees hats and the Giants jerseys. Very New York.
Oh, oh, it
He's
sounds
like,
like he
uh-huh.
sounds like a cool guy.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. Yeah, but
Oh,
he's New Yorican. He's New Yorican. You can tell,
yeah.
and he's been my coworker for a long time too. So even though he is from New York, he will one I guess will prefer to be in a state where there are unions for job protections and contract protections, like you were talking about. But to be fair, here in Texas, um, there is a fairly good job market. So even if you are in this state, which is a right to work state, if you were to lose your job, but it shouldn't be too hard for you to get another to find another. So that flexibility, that is kind of like a flexibility that is also attractive to companies and to employers. That's why there are companies that have been moving over here, including I think Tesla. Elon Musk has been moving his company over here, and there have been celebrities that have moved to here, like the podcaster Joe Rogan. He used to be in California, and he moved to Texas also. So it kind of makes it attractive because they don't have to deal with the unions, with an union that handle things directly with the prospects, with employee prospects. But uh, it seems like I don't take my job for granted at all, but it does seem like there is more a better job market here, better than other states, other southern states, definitely. Because if you look at the economics and the economics of the southern states, it's not great. It's not
Yeah.
great compared to Texas.
Of course, Labor Day is the unofficial end of summer.
And unofficial what?
It's the unofficial end of summer.
It's not the end. It's not the
I
end.
said I said the
I mean,
unofficial.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's gonna be warm here for some time, at least for like a month. It's still gonna be warm down here, so it is like it is still summer. I'm not worried about that right now.
Well, of course, I live in New York,
I know.
so it's going to it's going to become pleasant. I still turn on the AC because I want to be comfortable.
Yeah, I'll turn the AC. I'll turn the AC on here, but I set it to 75, so it doesn't get too chill because I can't deal with it being too cold.
Well, of course, my AC is set at 70, so
Okay.
it's comfortable. So,
Okay. Let's not start with the weather talk. I know you love it. I know that's like your favorite subject, but no, I don't want to talk about the weather.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but seems like this year has been the year of a parade. So today was my third parade that I participated in.
Okay. Good. Yeah, you're talking about the Puerto Rican Day Parade. When,
Yeah,
that's good. That's
and then
excellent. Hmm.
and then the Dominican Day Parade, and then the West Indian Day Parade, and then Saturday is the Labor Day Parade.
Ah. All right. Good. That's good.
Yeah. So let me just share a little bit information. On June 28th, 1894, President Grover Cleveland signed into law, making Labor Day a legal holiday.
All right. Well, I didn't know it went that far back, considering the when it comes. I don't know. I don't know if the 8 hour Labor Day even existed back then.
Actually, I mean, it was considered normal to work 7 days, 12 hours each day without any time off.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, yeah. That was messed up. Yeah. That's how it was. That's how it was. I mean,
Yeah,
that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work today, of course, unless you're gonna be taking people, making them slaves. But yeah, that wouldn't work today.
so
People do need
what happened?
a little time off because one can snap out of the stress.
Yeah. So what happened to your stream?
No, because I mean I couldn't. If it's because you had yours and fighters at the same time, I couldn't compete. So hopefully, I'm gonna do mine tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys aren't gonna be live at the same time again because I wanted to do a live on Friday, and it was the same thing. Both of you guys were live, and I could I was gonna be ignored. And tonight I was being ignored a little bit. I'm a little hurt about that, so I'm gonna try again tomorrow.
Okay, what time tomorrow? Because I have another stream tomorrow
That's
now.
the thing. That's the thing, man. You don't give me. I can't catch a break with you. I'm gonna be doing something earlier. I don't know. I'm talking about around, I guess, between 5 and 6 in the
Okay,
afternoon time.
so that's okay. So then we won't clash.
Right, right. So is it gonna be later for you?
It's going to be 8:30 your time.
Oh, okay, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, 9:30, 9:30 in Eastern. Yeah. I'm gonna do it earlier than that. I'll do
Yeah.
it earlier than that. So I guess I can get people to show me a little love, and they don't pay attention always to you guys. I mean,
Well,
it's
it could,
basically I'm having to work around you and Fighter.
well, it could have been worse if Denise was doing streams as well.
Yeah. It could have been worse if also Denise was making streams like golly, I wouldn't have a chance. So I'm gonna try tomorrow. During the afternoon. So
Yeah,
hopefully uh, I can get you and some of the others to join in, at least comment in the chats, so we can have
definitely.
a combo. We can get the combo going. Hmm.
Yeah, definitely. I was having some technical difficulties earlier. I mean, I had to use my phone
Hmm.
um, because the Wi-Fi, I don't know, it's like, geesh, because I prefer to use my laptop. I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to, but I don't want to do it early. But at least I don't have an Obama phone, for live streaming and
Ah, you're not doing. You're not trying to use StreamYard on an Obama phone.
nope.
Yeah, because that's just not a good plan. That's not a good thing. Yeah. That's not meant to work. So
Yeah.
yeah, but that's what I keep telling people. Don't do StreamYard on your phone. StreamYard is not really meant for that. I
Well, you know what?
remember when we started doing the whole StreamYard thing, and I had an older phone. I would try to do it, and and my phone would get hot because it was straining. It was straining.
Yeah, and you see, the problem is you cannot share a screen if you use a phone. I have never learned how to do it. Share stream with my phone. So it's like,
Yeah.
but I mean, people manage to do it all the time. I mean, I know Gigi does her stream with her phone. Okay, and
Yeah, she does a lot of things with her phone, and she she does even like shorts with music and graphics, and she's really good at it.
well,
Uh, I'm
one
kind of
thing,
jealous. Mhm.
I have to state about Gigi, she is extremely talented.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, she's. I like her the short videos that she does with sound effects and graphics and with music and all of. Yeah, she's really good at it. I mean, I wish I could be savvy with those things like she is. And she's creative. I give her that.
Well, so far, would you believe I actually have 450 subs?
Uh, you're rubbing it in because I got nothing in comparison. But yeah, but I'm trying to get little by little. I'm trying to get my own subs. I want to earn it because I know that you can purchase them. There are people that buy the subscribers. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. If I could get to 100, I will feel accomplished. I will feel like I have actually done something. But
Well,
I'm trying to get there. Mhm.
one thing I do is I'm going to let you in on some of my secrets.
Mhm.
Okay. So first of all, when I send, you know, the um, the link regarding, regarding the topic, I'll send it to anywhere from 10 to 15 people on
Right.
Instagram,
Hmm.
plus two people on Discord. So at least 10 to 15 people get have a notification that I'm gonna be on.
Yeah, yeah, it's a numbers game. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Hmm.
Yeah. Um, Also, what I'll do is um, like the previous stream, I will give an announcement regarding when is the next time it'll be alive. So I seem to be doing a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Plus I produce content very regularly.
I know consistency. I get it. I know. I know. It's just yeah. I got other things in my mind that kind of take my attention from that and other, and there is something like kind of like an inspiration kind of thing that you need to have because maybe you wanna get on a live, but you are not feeling so much like it. You would rather be doing something else and to be on a live, and you actually have to kind of like hype yourself up to it. I mean, if you're feeling like chilling and something like that, then no, it's better that you don't do that because you have to bring kind of like an energy to it.
Well, one thing I've said all the time, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Okay. This is
Hmm.
something you have to have a love to do this. Okay. You really have want to do it. Number one. Number
Yeah,
two, uh, you do have to devote a lot of time
I know.
creating content. I mean, look, because first, I mean, it's not like you just open up StreamYard and you start talking. I mean, you have to think about the topics that you want to talk about, and
I
then
know.
and then you have to do your research so you could sound reasonably intelligent. Okay,
Hmm.
so and
No, yeah, I get it. I get it. I have come to definitely understand that. I wanna. That's the thing because uh, tomorrow I'm thinking about an open topics, but I'm thinking about what's gonna be the opening topic, and if I can get people in the chat and help me keep the conversation going, um, whatever that is. I mean, I don't have anything set. You know that if I have a specific topic, then I make the live stream about that specific topic. Uh, I've done it before, but maybe tomorrow is it's just gonna be something open, whatever it is. Because
yeah,
I was feeling like I needed to bend. I've been dealing with drama, and if I keep things in, then I feel like it does feel like a headache. I do feel like my head starts to hurt trying to keep things in. So it's kind of like a venting session, talking about something else, not talking about my problems, not talking about the BS that I'm dealing with, but talking about something else as a form of venting. I guess
yeah.
that's what I'm gonna be doing.
I get it. Sometimes I'll do like a short stream when I'll just basically talk about what's on my mind.
Hmm.
um, regarding certain things that's happening. Of course, I have plenty of time because basically I'm still on medical leave and I'm dying to go back to work because,
Right,
I mean,
right.
after a while you get bored.
Hmm. Hmm.
And sometimes I do struggle trying to come up with topics, that might be interesting. And I'm trying to, at least this week, not talk about political stuff because after a while it gets a little boring.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I haven't really talked about that so much, even though I have been keeping my eyes and my ears open as to what's been going on. So, but nah, I'm not trying to get into that right now. But I did see the interview, the CNN interview with um with the presidential nominee, with the candidate and vice president candidate. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I mean, there were a couple of things that could have been answered better, but again, I'm not getting into that right now. Maybe I'll touch on that tomorrow.
Well, when on the next presidential debate, of course, I'm going to give you my thoughts regarding. It'll be interesting to see Kamala Harris against Donald Trump.
Well, yeah, yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to see how that works out
Yeah.
and see how it goes. I mean,
But there's been a lot of memes on TikTok
mhm.
regarding both candidates.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I'm not on TikTok like that. I
Well,
look into at TikTok here and there on occasion. That for by the way, I'm having a difficult time opening up my TikTok account on my phone because I had to replace my phone. But for some reason, I can't open it up on the app on my phone. I can only look at TikTok on my laptop. I'm having a difficult time with getting it open on my TikTok. I don't know what I'm missing when it
okay.
comes to that. But I'm not on TikTok like that because of that. But I'm sure that there are all kinds of memes. Uh, definitely a lot of memes about Trump. I don't care about that. I'm sure that there are other memes which they're clowning Kamala too.
Well, of course, I do produce content on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook,
Hmm.
TikTok, and Instagram.
Right.
So I think what happens when you do that, it does, people know that you have a YouTube channel.
Hmm.
So that could be another reason why. And also, I also appear on Twitch.
Okay.
So, um, but when it comes to TikTok, basically, I just add a lot of shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, and believe me, I'm not exactly the most tech savvy person in the world either. I mean,
Hmm.
it took me a while to learn how to pin the link in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to practice that a few times. I can get it now. I can get it happening now, but I had to practice that too.
Which is for me is a godsend because I don't know how to enter the link in the chat using my phone.
Hmm.
So what I do is when I prepare a stream, um, I'll post the link in the chat. I also use what's called the subscriber mode,
Hmm. Right.
and I usually set it for 5 minutes, meaning that for the new people who wish to enter a comment in the chat but haven't subscribed, they have to subscribe to my channel in order to enter a comment.
Hmm. Right.
Okay. So I'm letting you. So at this point, I'm letting you in all my secrets.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, I have to
Well,
do more shorts. That's what I need to do. I have to do more shorts because those do get a decent amount of views on my shorts.
yeah.
So that's something that I need to do more of that. Hmm.
In fact, I had one short that I did. I got over 5,000 views.
All right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. But I feel on certain shorts or live streams, uh, I think that there is a kind of like a limit on the views that I can get, or some on a video, a regular video, a pre-recorded video. It's only one that I ended up getting over 1,000 views, and that's the one that I did about the border. When I was at the border between the DR and IT. That's the
Yeah.
only one. That's my only video that actually gotten well over 1,000 views. That's all. That's all I got. Mhm.
Well, right now, a lot of the views I get now, the shorts, now I'm getting like about 400 views.
Mhm. You see, that's the thing. Many of my shorts get several hundred views, but it's about that, the same. It's about the same, like 400 views or so. And I feel like, okay, is there being a limit being placed? Because I do I do use hashtags. I use several hashtags, figuring that people are gonna be finding it that way. But it's like there is a limit on it, and then it doesn't go up from there.
Yeah.
Three, 400 something views, and that's it. It stops. So it's like, is there a limit that YouTube plays on a short? I don't know.
You know what? That would be a good question. That's a good question. I wish I had a good answer.
Yeah, because you know that there are instances in which somebody can get a whole bunch of views and then the view count goes down. Like there is some editing there. Mm.
Yeah, I get it. Um, now there's an app that I use on my phone. Um, Let me just see. Oops, excuse me. It's called CapCut.
Uh-huh.
So, so what I do is I will use it um, to do my shorts, and then
Mhm.
I'll edit it.
Okay.
So tonight you're getting all my secrets.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I've seen people that do use CapCut, and so I'm gonna have to check it out. Um,
I think our friend Multi uses CapCut, and I think Gigi as well.
okay.
Yeah. So, but one thing I'm happy to say, it's been
Mhm.
very quiet here in these YouTube streets.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, because normally, I mean, but you know what? Unfortunately, when it stays quiet, when it's quiet for a little while, something
Hmm.
happens that that creates drama.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we might as well enjoy the peace and calm for now because we don't know. I mean, next thing you know it, someone can have a beef with someone, or maybe someone said a nasty thing about someone, and next thing you know it, I mean, they're going at it on their own platforms.
Mm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
So, is there anything else you should talk about when it comes to Labor Day, or unions?
Mm. No. Basically, that's what I have learned living down here. Living down here in Texas, and how it is kind of like a unique thing here. I mean, I don't recall when I was in Mississippi. I don't recall there being any unions there. That's not so much of a thing because the labor market there is not great. So I don't recall there being anything about a union. I don't think in Mississippi that's allowed, because I guess it will be seen as too much of a liberal thing. Uh, Again, Mississippi until recently is a state that the state flag had the Confederate the Confederate flag on a corner. If you look it up, I think it's being changed, but that was like the only thing that made me uncomfortable about being in Mississippi. It wasn't bad the few years that I lived there, but the state flag, looking up at the state flag, and it had the Confederate flag on a corner. Yeah, it will make me uncomfortable. But I think it's been replaced by a new one. Hmm.
Okay, I just look up something here in on Google.
Uh-huh.
Uh, as of May 2024, uh, 26 states have right to work laws.
26 days. Oh, that's over half. Over
Yeah,
half of the country. Yep.
and those states are Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Nebraska, Nevada, North Carolina, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming.
Yeah, most of them are in the South. Most of those states are uh, the South or Upper South, South adjacent. Yeah.
Okay, this is an interesting question. Do we think bringing illegal migrants undermine unions?
It could be a situation in being in well, I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard of I don't know, Irby, if you mean to say that it's being intentionally being being brought when it comes to the league, and specifically to mess up with the unions. I've never heard of that before. Um, but people that come, okay, the illegals, okay, call them that if if you must. But they're usually doing jobs kind of like at a lower rate, and it's usually jobs that they're not being made, jobs that are not being worked on by people that are in unions, if that makes sense. That's usually things that have to do with construction, things that have to do with uh, service industry, or have to do with agriculture. I don't know if those jobs are unionized
Okay.
generally. Hmm.
Um, I don't want to say like I'm tooting my home, but out of all the people, I mean, one of the few people that actually dealt with the migrants.
Hmm.
First of all, they're not illegal. Okay.
Hmm.
They do have documents.
Okay.
Okay. It's just that they're there because their situation in their native countries is too crazy, too whatever, or maybe it's not safe. But
Mhm.
most of them do have documentation.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing that the right wingers will never understand. Anybody that like usually over half the people that come to this country are actually come here legally. It's just that many people, many of these people that come in the country, they have some type of visa, they enter the country legally, but they let the visa expire and they don't do anything about it. And they don't keep it uh, current and in good standing. So if they get caught, they get sent back. Okay, oh well, that could have been prevented. So
I mean,
that's why building a wall for the most part. That's if it was if it was such a good idea, it would have been built decades ago. Is my opinion.
okay. First of all, let's keep okay. Yeah, are there employers that will try to hire undocumented workers? Absolutely. Okay. So, and I think it's more accurate to call it undocumented. Okay. The problem when you use the term illegal immigrants, I mean, it's too much of a negative connotation.
Yeah.
So I prefer to use the term undocumented. Okay, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it's like in Puerto Rico. For the most part, we refer to the Dominicans as undocumented, even though they don't have it's that they're not undocumented. For the most part, that's how we refer them. We don't go around calling them illegals because that's kind of like demonizing them. We for the most part we understand what they have to deal with, what they go through. Now the Dominican Republic, when it comes to its economy, is it has gotten better. It is getting better, and is being kind of like the one of the better economies of the Caribbean. That's true. That's true. But there are still people that do try to get to Puerto Rico on boats. That hasn't stopped. Hmm.
That's true. That's true. So, and a lot of the undocumented actually, working jobs where no one really wants to work.
Hmm. Yeah. You have an issue in Puerto Rico too, intro? Yes, yes. We have been dealing with an issue of migration from Dominicans for the most part, uh, getting to the shores of Puerto Rico, and they get there by boat. And it's been happening for years. It's been happening for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I think people need to understand that the Dominican Republic is really a short distance away from the from the island of Puerto Rico. We have to bear that in mind.
Yeah, yeah. There is a ferry. There is a ferry that goes back and forth between the two islands. You get on the ferry, and by the next morning, you are there. I mean, on Maya West, on the Maya West, there is the Maya West port. There is a ferry that you get on it. Um, let's say during the afternoon, and by about the same time the next day, you are on the you are on the DR, on a port at the DR.
Yep, that's true.
Hmm.
That's true. But I'll say, one like I said, Labor Day, Labor Day, is to acknowledge the achievements of the working individual. Because remember, we have men and women who are working now, okay, and also to bear in mind the achievements regarding what union has done. Okay, even though in many states unions are frowned upon, the fact of the matter is, um, unions have made it possible for millions of individuals to enter the middle class.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
But
yeah.
uh-huh.
So I think at this point we got to stop to wrap it up. I don't know if you're able to hang out in the backstage briefly for a couple of minutes.
Yes, yes. I'll stay there for a couple of minutes, but not too long because I do have to. I have
Yeah.
to get tucked in for the night.
Okay. So we're gonna have closing remarks with a person that does not believe that New York has a rat that believes we have a small mousy problem that wants to be tied down and have 10,000 women who weigh 800
Start
pounds
with that.
who haven't bathed in 6 months.
Yeah. Jose, what are you doing? What are you comparing me for? With? I mean, you're comparing with somebody that doesn't bathe? Really? These days, I have
No,
to bathe at least twice a day because it is a little too warm for my days. Once it, it gets better, then I'll just take one good shower a day or so.
okay,
But still,
okay.
that's not gonna be enough. But I have to
Okay.
keep
Who,
myself clean.
who thinks Orchard Beach is the most beautiful beach in the world? Okay.
You're telling yourself.
even even though it might be a little dirty at times.
Yeah,
Okay.
a little dirty. Uh-huh.
Who wants to get on the subway in a crowded subway car where everyone in the car is farting?
No, that doesn't sound like a good idea. I mean, I don't think I won't survive that. So no thanks.
The introvert Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Jose, stop with that.
What?
I don't wanted to say, but I don't wanted to say. I appreciate you letting me be on your panel. I mean, it's just that once again, you beat me to it when it comes to do a live stream. I wanted to do a live stream, but it was at the same time I forgot that you were gonna do yours. But I appreciate you letting me be on your panel. And hey, I mean, too bad that that today holiday that it is today is about to end. So let's leave it on a high note. I appreciate you letting me be on your panel, and that's all I got. Shout out to the chat.
Okay, well, thank you very much. So, and again, I would encourage all of you to please check out his channel and subscribe. So I'm going to put you in the backstage.
All right, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Take care. So now I'm going to give you my final thoughts. Um, and you know what? I can get it. It could be a problem when you have several creators who do streams at the same time. It could be a problem. Okay, and just trying to find the right time to to um, to go on the air. So I just want to say that thanks to the labor movement, thanks to Labor Day, help us to remember the rights and privileges that we have as workers or things of that nature. And a lot of the times, a lot of the things like pensions and opportunities for promotion, sick leave, we take that for granted. And these are rights and privileges we have to protect, because if we don't try to protect them, we can lose them very easily. Okay, because as I just stated, there are 26 states in the United States when you have what a right to law work laws, meaning that the employer can end your employment and not necessarily give an explanation for why. So this is something that hopefully people will more appreciate, all the rights and privileges that we have now as working people. And of course, any type of work that's done um, professionally is to be valued, whether it be to simply be a a sweeper, or operate a bus, or whether it be a compute technician, or a law doctor, or a lawyer, or some other profession. Any position, any employer, any employee that does his job in the profession or her job in the profession should be highly valued. As always, a huge shout out to everyone that appeared on the chat, and a huge shout out to everyone that appeared on the panel. So I will be live tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on my other channel, which I'm going to be talking about the impact of unions among Latinos. So I'm going to share some information. Hopefully, I won't have the technical problems that I have tonight. To share my screen. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to read it off the screen again. But in any case, this week I'm going to try not to get into the political stuff, because it could be a little bit annoying after a while. And I'm glad to hear that the 5 people that were injured because of gunplay, you know, will survive. But it's unfortunate that people tend to go to a parade to create mayhem. But in any case, that's people are just plain sick. So, of course, I'm going to close out the same way that I always close. We must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we would be infected by the stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of On Common Sense with Hossein Ibram. Just want to say good night. Thank you very much for your patience and your understanding. and peace.